Yare au yani man.
Sora fela skatama. De var.
Shop. Bana watu hao.
We are creating a platform for revival. We are creating an atmosphere for revival. We are almost there. When all these columns are done, it's all vibrating, loud chasing. feel.
Yeah.
I wanted to get the feel because this is an experience.
Yeah.
You know, we'll be building churches, but not this one.
Not this. Man. We'll be building churches, but not this one.
Yeah, this is the first church
The prophet.
that we built. But God has builded us for it.
Hey, Banna.
That is the mystery. The mystery is when God is building you for something.
Yes, sir.
Because in that process, it's like God is distracting you and He's constructing you. Because any big thing demands a big capacity.
Yes, sir.
Because your desire can help you to get it, but your character will help you to keep it.
Hey. Thank you, sir.
However,
Thank you, sir.
it's another thing to get up there, but it's another thing to stay and grow up there. It takes more than a race. It takes the grace to be able to go up and be able to stay and be stable and be fruitful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now, we really bless the Lord.
Yes.
We really bless the Lord. We are looking at that stage where things will be staged. God will do things on that stage. God will move mightily in that stage.
Yes, sir.
Miracles will be happening.
Yes.
You know, Jesus Christ took the book of Isaiah and he said, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me,
Yeah.
and He is the Lord."
Aye, man. Only the Spirit of the Lord is upon me.
Yeah, he said, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, and He is the Lord."
And He is the Lord.
And he said, "For He has anointed." God, that at that stage, God will do things that are not cooked, that are not faked, that are produced by prayer.
Yes, sir.
Because this is an altar.
Yes, man.
I believe a church is an altar.
Yes, man.
When God planted a church in a city, it's an altar. And there is a grace of being in a tent, in the place of visitation. But there is a grace of being the place of habitation. And that is why the battles of the temporary cannot match the battles of the permanent. You always understand, once you build a permanent thing, you are creating even permanent enemies. I swear, like in Towetswala, I said to many men of God and children of God, it's not much about who you are, what you are, where you come from.
Yes.
It's all about who you are becoming. But the devil is not afraid of where you come from, he's afraid of who you are becoming.
Aye, man.
Because as long as you don't know who you are becoming, he can always control you of who you used to be. He can always use who you used to be, so that you don't become who you're supposed
To be. Aye, man.
Help us, Lord.
Prophet.
Now, who you are becoming is the one that helps you to keep on overcoming.
Overcoming. Aye.
Now, as battles are coming, keep on becoming. Because your overcoming is when you are becoming that which God intends you to. But in reality, it's like you are becoming. But in the revelation, you have become. You are dead already. In the real measure, he said to Jeremiah, before you were formed, I knew you, I called you, I chose you well in the realm of the spirit. But after choosing you, I throw you in here as if you are ordinary. But I've already chosen you, I've already blessed you in me. When you come here, whatever battles you can encounter here, you must fight it based on this information. Over here, I have the information even before my formation. God has spoken to me about my formation. He gave me information about me before my formation, because he said, before you were formed, in your mother's womb, that information before your formation.
Aye, man. Come on.
Information about your creation, because your creation is older than your formation. Because God formed using dust, but He created using the breath. Now the dust was when God gathered, but the life is when God breathes. Now what made Adam to live was not the dust, was what God left in him. Because God left him in him. That's the Zoe kind of life.
Yes, sir.
The Zoe kind of life is the life that gives life and still remain alive. You see, what makes God simple? He can give you life and He's still alive.
Aye.
Somebody who have a kid with a life. And when you move up, pay on top. That is why Adam was a living soul. But Jesus Christ, He became a life-giving spirit.
Adam was a
A
living.
living soul. Yes, it's so true. Adama, Yaba, one of dimension so if it is open, what is Adama and now because through Him we all died, but Jesus, without sin, through Him we all live.
The word.
It took Adam to sin for us to die. It took Jesus to remain sinless for us to live.
Aye. Hey. Yeah, you the prophet.
Adam had to sin for us to die. Jesus had to die for us to live.
Salvation.
You sure?
That's a survival.
His salvation.
It's in survival.
No, we never survive. I'm about to go to the
Yes, my father. Yeah.
You are free, sure. And that is what I say. Under this roof, we release grace that is unstoppable.
Yes.
We believe that under this roof, people will come here broken, they will leave this place here. You know, it's amazing that it was 3 months when I was spending here, it was nothing. You know? And I want, maybe God wanted people to test my spirit, the spirit in me. Those made me thought I'm just eloquent.
Yeah. Aish.
I'm just a rhyme.
I prophet. Yeah.
But God has put me here a few months. I made a life.
Akhuma. Yeah. Elijah.
And today there is a change. Now, when I was young, in the 90s, a prophet came from Uganda by the name of Tumuni. And he was prophesying as his young preachers, and he said to me, you are Ezekiel of your generation. And because as much as you are an evangelist, God has given you the spirit of a revivalist. What is that spirit? Or is the spirit that speaks things that are dead to life. And God will put you where there is nothing, and suddenly there will be a rattling of bones.
Aye, man. Come on.
Finances will come and do what you have declared. And that is why when I turned 50, my father, the prophet, said, you must be careful what you say from now.
Like a hopola, prophet.
Whatever you want to say. And at that moment, I became so arrogant in spirit to say, I'm going to say the right thing.
Yes.
Because the God I serve has said, whatever I say is going to do.
Yes.
I said, I'm going to use that prophecy to cut the wrong and speak the right.
The right. Aye.
And I started to speak this building into being. And this is where we are sitting.
Less than a year.
Now, I think if there was any faith that was affected by fake, this is the time for healing.
Yeah.
If there's anyone who was now, because remember, as much as the devil was attacking false prophets, he was not attacking false prophets, he was killing prophets.
Yeah. Aish.
And that is why I was not always on the side of people attacking prophets, because I knew the attack was not the people, he was attacking the spirit. Because Satan is not attacking individuals, he's attacking the prophetic spirit.
Aye.
So that people must associate God with fake and lies. That anything that has God, if it succeeds, there is crime, there is evil in it. People were now beginning to believe that God cannot do a pure and clean thing without anything, without any forces.
Yes.
But I believe God is restoring the church.
He's restoring the
To
church,
show
my
that
Father.
you can live right as a young preacher growing in your country, and God can raise you to a level of building a church in your country. This is where I was born.
Yes, my
I was born in a farm down there.
Yes, my Father.
That's where I was born.
Yes.
In 1973. And God was hiding greatness in that poverty. I used to play here where there is church because I was staying 2 streets around here.
Yes.
I used to play here where there is a church today. 1982, I used to pass here, going to Van Techenen, going to school, primary, in 1982. As a young boy passing after losing my father. I was a young orphan boy,
Aye, man.
living around here. But God was.
But God.
Now, I said in my status, one day Paul was the killer of Christians. The next day he was a Christian. One moment Peter was a fisherman. The next moment he was the fisher of men.
Hey, man who stayed the prophet. Aye,
One moment he was just
a fisherman.
When you open your eyes, they say, no, Peter is no longer a fisher.
Fisherman.
He's the
A fisher of men. Hey. Come on now.
Just flip the chart.
Aye, man. Aye, man.
One moment you are in that zozo.
Aye.
One moment you are in the under the chroma leg. One moment. God can flip the chart.
God can flip the chart. Come on.
One moment you are a passenger. One moment you are a passenger.
Aye, man. Aye, prophet.
Flip the chart.
Aye.
One moment Hannah is a barren. One moment she's carrying greatness.
Go.
One moment Mary is a vision. One moment she's carrying God.
Aye, aye,
One moment Gideon is a warrior. One moment he's called a warrior.
aye. Aye. Hey.
One moment Jacob is running away from God. One moment he's running away from Esau. One moment he's running into God.
Aye.
And he see the ladder.
Aye. The one entrusted with the aura.
Sometimes when they don't want you to be a leader, God will give you a ladder. Aye. God gave him a ladder.
Hey.
And he saw heavenly traffic.
Go.
And he called that place.
Peniel.
That one he called it Bethel.
Better.
Peniel, it was when he came back.
Back.
Because Peniel, it was after he was broken.
Hey.
It's when God has now helped you with your heart, now he changed your walk.
Hey. 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 Hey.
Because every talk you have with God must change your walk.
Every talk you have with God must change your walk. My Father.
You see, the problem with the church today, Melkano, people are no longer coming to church to grow. They come for a message. They want to hear a message, but they don't want to grow. And that is why they will look for messages that entices them, because they don't want to grow. And I said something very dangerous on Sunday. One of the things, because our level of knowledge determines our level of victory. You cannot overcome beyond the level of your revelation in knowledge. That is why the secret, just sometimes, it's not for you to not know your church, not know your pastor, not know your, but not to know your God. Because once you know your God, even if you can have gold, gold will be your God. If you don't know your God, whatever you, even if you get it from God, you will bow before it, just next to God. That is why when Aaron wanted people to backslide, he never came with the earrings. He took their earrings. The same gold that they were given to by God when they
Left
the Egypt,
Yes.
it became their God. When they forget the God who took them out of Egypt, Because you must remember that the gold is from Egypt, but when you came out of Egypt through God. That is why some of you are working in places that are not even godly, but that man you can be your God if you don't. That is why tithing and giving has nothing to do with money, has not all to do with priority and acknowledging the source. We don't tithe because we have money. We don't tithe because we pay the law. We give tithing and we give money because we show everything we have where we get our strength from. And anyone who messes up your money patterns as far as God is concerned is the enemy of your priorities. Because anything that you don't surrender to God, you surrender to it. Doesn't matter whether it's money, marriage, or anything that you don't lay it before God, you will lay it before it. You will bow before it. And that is why I thank God for the journey.
Yes, my
I listened to Apostle Simon. He said, never ever run away from a man who has never met challenges on their path to greatness. They are the greatest risk. Because God will use, and we don't preach from victory, we preach from pain.
Aye, man.
Because victory can bring people, but the pain we experience can keep them. Because if you know pain, you are careful not to cause it.
Aye. Aye, man. Aye. Prophet, if you know pain,
You are very careful not to cause it. That's why you really read. Jesus, since he himself has been through the same sufferings, he knows what it's like when we suffer, and he's wonderfully able to help us because he knows what it's like. Now, the question is that you are a minister, you are a prophet, but do you know what it's like to suffer?
I read, prophet.